Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kade, and tonight we're on the red carpet for opening night of the 54th New York Film Festival. It's the first time a documentary has opened the festival, and it's made by that incredible director right there, Ava DuVernay. It's called 13th. Get ready for a great night behind the velvet rope. Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kade. So Ava DuVernay, you get to open the 54th New York Film Festival. How
Yay.
exciting is it? With a documentary, no less. How cool.
I know, it's so crazy. I don't know why they're letting this happen, but I'm sure glad they are.
It's a heck of a documentary, that's why.
Thank you.
So when you decided to get into this subject matter, what drove you to want to tell this story?
You know, this is something that's been on my mind and my heart for many decades. Most of my life, I grew up in Compton, a black and brown community, and there was a heavy police presence, a heavy awareness that the criminal justice system was at play, at work. Most kids don't have to think about that, but many kids that live in certain communities do. It's just a part of the fabric of life, and so it's always been on my mind. That, coupled with my education at UCLA as an African American Studies major, gave historical context to my experience, and so it just always gelled with me as something that was a passion of mine. So when Netflix gave me the opportunity to make a doc about anything I wanted, this is what I chose.
Congratulations on having a song, another great song and another terrific movie. What are people going to get when they see the 13th?
Well, I believe they're going to be awakened, and I think we're going to feel guilty. Like, I felt like I have to do something more to change this, because this can't be. Like, you really actually, I mean, I knew that we were targeted as black men by, the prison system, but I didn't know the ins and outs of it and how much of it's a business. I didn't really tie it into what slavery was and what Jim Crow was, and then you become the second-class citizen once you are in prison because you are targeted anyway. I think Americans are ready because I think we all, no matter what color you are, we don't want to see people dying in the streets for no reason. We don't want to see people losing their lives, having to go to prison for, for long terms, for bags of marijuana, or, you serve your time. When you serve your time, you should be able to come out and be a full citizen because you paid your dues and your time.
Why do we have this problem with mass incarceration and what's happening right now in the African American community?
Because we are afraid to deal with it. I mean, we keep saying we need to have a conversation, and people don't really do it. And we have to talk about, we've got to deal with how this country was founded. We've got to deal with race. As ugly as some people think it is, as uncomfortable as it may be for people, we've got to get honest with each other. We have to allow room in the conversation for people to make mistakes. And quite frankly, we have to get the larger culture to understand that maybe at this point in time they need to open up their minds a little bit, because it's too different. We live in two different worlds and two different societies, maybe even a number of different societies. It's not just about race, it's about class as well, because there are wealthy black people, there are poor black people, there are wealthy white people, there are poor white people. And we need to, and this election is showing that.
Well, first of all, most people don't know we have an $80 billion a year industry called the Incarceration Industry that's just designed to make money locking people up. You think about the criminal justice system, you think about law, you think about justice, you don't think about profit margin. And so this film really illuminates that. Michelle Alexander's great book, The New Jim Crow, made this argument at the level of literature. This argument has been made at the level of books. It's never been on the film. It's never been on the big screen, so it's huge.
When you look at what people are going to get from this film, what is that? How would you define it?
Yeah, I think that it's so easy for people to believe that this stuff happened 200, 300 years ago. And what the film helps people understand is that the trauma is really present, that it's recent for so many people. And I think that will help people think about their own their own actions, what they need to do today and tomorrow to make the world a better place.
What they're going to get is they're going to get a history that they've never seen before, really connecting slavery to mass incarceration in a way that's never really been told before. I think that they're going to get a visual, compelling story, a narrative about how also we can change what the challenges that have been afflicting our nation for the last century. So I think that we're in a moment here, and this film really tells the truth in a new way.
When you look at what's going on, the stats are staggering. What do you think is the main problem contributing to this situation?
Well, we have built a very efficient system of criminalizing largely poor and black and brown people, and devoted tremendous amount of resources to it, and then legitimating the system, making it okay, and it's not okay. And so that's the issue that we have to come to terms with, that you don't have to use prison to punish people or hold them accountable.
What needs to be done to improve what's happening right now?
Honesty and empathy, I think, would be the two words that I would use first. We need to honestly reckon with our past, and I say we in the broadest sense as a society. Race and justice are a knot that we just haven't been able to untie, and it's very easy for someone in a privileged position to say, oh, well, these are things, I'm not black, so I don't have to worry about this, or that happens in St. Louis or Chicago, but it happens to all of us. It happens to us as a society, and so the ability to empathize with people who are directly impacted by injustice that goes with mass incarceration, and the ability to see the human faces involved in this, the ability to reckon with that honestly, those are the things that we need in order to effect true change.